Welcome to Spit Bucket. Again, I've got Richard Friend from Pokolbin here with us to go through some of his reds, although I have noticed that one of these reds has Belebula Hunter Valley winery on there. Belebula is obviously another winery of yours?
No, well, it's a second vineyard we established in 1999.
Yeah.
So it's 10 years old, whereas, unlike Pokolbin Estate's 40. The vineyard's interesting in that it's a limestone vineyard, which is the same style of soil profile that these various varieties are grown on in Europe.
Sure.
We've got the Tempranillo here at the moment. We also grow Nebbiolo and Sangiovese, all on limestone. And the vineyard also faces west, which is very unusual in the Hunter Valley.
So what does the limestone bring to your wine? That should be an entry point to trying it. So, so we have the Tempranillo, classic Spanish.
What you're getting with limestone vineyards is, first of all, you're getting soils which have got a fairly neutral acid content.
Yeah.
So the soil, say for Pokolbin Estate, an old clay vineyard, is it's got a pH of about 4.8. It's very acidic. It's right at the starting or the finishing level for growing grapes. Whereas at Belebula, we're up to nearly a pH of 7, which is almost neutral.
Okay.
And the limestone neutralises the acid in the soil, and the simplest way of looking at it. Well, there's Tempranillos and Tempranillos, and once again you're back to that basic principle of keeping the yields under 2 tonnes an acre, which we do. So you're getting greater concentration of fruit flavours.
Yeah. Well, it's got the classic Tempranillo nose.
It has lots of concentrated fruit.
Concentrated fruit, a bit of briar in there. It's got a bit of cherries, dark cherries.
Absolutely, and the tannin in there is very delicate tannins, and the tannins are from the grape skins rather than coming from the oak barrels, even though this wine does have some new French oak in its maturation process. But the delicate tannin you're getting in there is off the skins. That's what makes the great wine. Tempranillo is definitely the new red variety of Australia. There's no doubt at all about that.
I think it suits it. It suits our lifestyle so well.
It is, and one of the really interesting factors of Tempranillo, it picks up the characteristics of the region in which it's grown. So Tempranillo in the Hunter is not the same as the Tempranillo, say, from down McLaren Vale or something like that. Different styles, equally good wines, but it's just like Shiraz. Shiraz grown in different regions of Australia has different profiles. This wine is a prolific medal and trophy winner since it's been released. This is 2007.
That's because it's bloody good, Richard. That's the reason why.
Wines are good because of the guys in the vineyard and the winemaker. And you can do anything you like, but unless you get the fruit right out of the vineyard and you give it to the best winemaker.
It's got some lovely sucky tannins in there, but the length, it just goes on. It's got a richness to it.
I do. I think this wine, well, it's 3 years old now. I think, well, I'm drinking Spanish Tempranillos now, 96 and 97, so they're 15 years old. I wouldn't say this one I would keep that long, but certainly 10 years, and it would develop a more classic Tempranillo style.
I mean, it's just I mean, we've mentioned it before in the program, but Tempranillo is one of those styles that it crosses the divide between being a food wine and also one you can drink and appreciate by itself.
Absolutely. At the cellar door, we've found that people who don't know the wine style, they just come into the cellar door. We offer them half a dozen different reds. We found that Tempranillo now has become basically our most popular wine at cellar door.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yes.
That's excellent. Okay, Richard, now on to the 2007 Reserve Shriaz. Okay, Reserve. Why?
Because it comes from the best part of our vineyard. We've got about 18 acres of Shiraz, and we've got one section of it for some reason or other, but its soil profile that it's in is producing a more interesting fruit. So we're able to give a better quality fruit to the winemaker. Okay. And that goes into our reserve. We don't make a lot of it, 200 cases usually. That's more if we could. 200
cases?
If we could get more, we'd make more. The rest of our Shiraz goes into Shiraz Viogniers and things like this. But
that would last a Spit Bucket team 3 months.
Yes, right. I'll put the price up so it lasts longer. The big thing about this one, not only is it a 97 pointer, which is rare, take it from me, they're rare. Even more rare in the Hunter. He's given it a cellaring life of 40 years.
40 years?
Yes. And we won't be around, I won't be around, you probably will be a healthy young guy like you.
Seriously, I've got about 6 left in me. My debaucherous lifestyle.
And yeah, so my selling pitch to all my mates is, and I've sold a lot to my mates, they say, oh, what, 40 years? I said, mate, put it in your sarcophagus. So when you go to a better world, you've got a case of really good red wine to take with you. So I've sold quite a lot of wine off that little line. But this wine must be tasted and drunk. Seriously, if I had this, I'd be a case of this. I'd open a bottle every now and then. I wouldn't be looking at drinking it for another 10 or 15 years.
Well, let's find out the reasons why. What should we be expecting on the nose?
Oh, once again, this monstrous fruit.
Monstrous fruit.
Barley over the fruit.
Yeah.
Once again, 40-year-old vines off the Pokolbin Estate. It's not that the vines are old that makes the wine good, it's that the vineyard has always been good, and as the vineyard gets older, then the wines get better. That's a basic principle of old vines.
So would you call it, I mean, it's obviously not a quintessential Hunter Shiraz.
No, it's of the new style.
No, yeah.
It's of the new style. It's 100% French oak, new 1 and 2 year old. Whereas years ago, I guess a lot of or most of Hunter Shiraz was using American oak. As the leaf fruit profiles are classier, then they're able to handle, and they love French oak.
Yeah. So, okay, from a price point perspective, what price are you retailing that at?
That's our dearest wine at $60.
Yeah.
Well, in this year's Halliday's Wine Companion, his 97-point wines, there is one wine in there at $600 a bottle. I won't mention
that's
any names.
expensive. I mean, that's great value.
For wine of this quality at $60, it's an absolute.
Yeah, that's
truly, it's an absolute steal. It's crazy, you know.
And that's a guaranteed lay down. Something that's something very, very special. Your Tempranillo?
28.
20. Yeah. Just again, there's a certain richness to your wines, your reds. There's a real depth of flavour there.
It's vineyard.
Length. Yeah.
It is. It's vineyard. The age of the vineyard, the amount of time spent in the vineyard by our vineyard guys, picking at about 1.5 to 1.75 an acre. I mean, this is like this is not rocket science. This is a formula that all the great wines in the world use or follow.
Well, congratulations. I mean, you're winning plenty of awards these days for your wines, and I can understand why. Yeah. I implore our members and viewers to really seek out these wines. They're certainly worthwhile doing. Excellent. And thank you so much for sharing your time with us, Richard, your stories, and certainly educating me.
Well, thanks, Rob.
Pokolbin wines. I mean, I've only so much money one man can actually spend, but I know where my next couple of dollars are going.
Cigars for wine. Serious? Think about
In this case here, I'll be picking up some of these wines. Much appreciated. And that's it from Spit Bucket. Remember, we spit so you don't have to. Cheers.